Hello, welcome back to the series that I'm starting. My name is Royce, and I'm here to share my knowledge, experience, observation to hopefully empower individuals to make the best decisions in whatever situation they are at in life. So, you are watching the major section of understanding, and we are in the mini section of the meta of living. And this is going to be the first one of how we're going to see the meta of living for a rich person. So I'm going to try to break it down into these three sections that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to explain and identify a rich person, discuss the common paths that a rich person will live in life, and then go over possible solutions for common problems rich people face in life. So with a rich person, what is a rich person and what makes them rich? It could be partly due to maybe their amount of wealth that they've had for a long time in their family, or maybe they've done something amazing in the entertainment industry or have done something great in any industry and were able to amass a large amount of wealth in a short amount of time or a long amount of time. Or they have had really good business partners or have deep ties to many people, that I mentioned in my previous sections, and especially in foundations where we identify and show the perspective of a rich person. So, when you are growing up, you'll know that you're rich when you don't even question about affording anything. Someone's going to come up to you and be like, "Oh, I'm going to sell you this shirt. It's $100." Let's say $100 is a lot. And then back then, $10 for a shirt was normal, and you don't even question it. So that's one way of knowing that you are rich. Another way is that you don't think about what you want to buy or eat at all, or worry about how much money you're going to spend when you go out. For most people or regular people that need to budget and try to survive, rich people, they don't really need to budget. The only thing they worry about is the only time a rich person has a problem is with someone else or there's something going on with their money and wealth, and they need to protect it at all costs. Yes, rich people may have a lot of money and wealth, but they also have to look out for it. As we mentioned before in the very first major section about the three M's, hopefully you remember that one. For a rich person, there are only a few scenarios, right, from birth of where they're going to end up. They're either going to follow a predefined path that's already been tried and tested, that has already been given a lot of thought by other people in their family or relatives, and they're going to follow that path in order to maintain that wealth and make more wealth. The other path could be that a rich person wants to just find happiness in their life, and it doesn't matter how much that costs as long as they're happy. And the third path of a life for a rich person is if they don't even want to be rich in the first place, or maybe they are not interested in wealth. And these are all totally okay. And these scenarios are the most common ones that you'll see throughout history or in the timeline. And maybe you align with one of them. And if you don't align with any of them, and as we go on to the other sections of this mini section, you're going to realize that the amount of options that they have decreases by one. So when you're rich, you basically have three options and a lot of time and freedom to do anything. And as I just mentioned in this video, the three options are: the first one, you can go the route of maintaining the wealth and following in the footsteps of your family and building that empire. The second option was that maybe you don't want to follow in the footsteps of maintaining the wealth and building the empire, but seek your own happiness and still spend money as long as you're happy. And the third one is to forget about the money, forget about all that wealth, and just seek out your own life that doesn't involve money at all. And those are the three possible outcomes that most rich people will encounter throughout history and in the timeline. So, with that, you should now be able to identify that you're rich because you don't question your choices when you buy stuff. You have a lot of stuff that's given to you already. You don't struggle when you want to find food to eat, and you don't think about budgeting or the well being of if you can afford something, or you don't even question if you want to go on a vacation or skip work or not work at all. And you don't even have to worry about where you're going to sleep the next day. Those are all things that are a sign that you are rich and blessed. And the other option now as to provide solutions for the most common problems that rich people face. They are actually mostly intrapersonal problems, such as seeking happiness and being content with what they have. Because when you're rich, you have an abundance of a lot of things, and maybe you grow into temptation or jealousy, and you just don't understand how you can have an abundance of wealth but still feel these negative feelings such as loneliness, emptiness, unhappiness, and unfulfillment. Well, most of these problems can be solved by being a helping hand. Yes, probably contradictory to the beliefs of what most rich people want to think about, but in order to get rid of those kind of feelings, you should try to become useful to something other than yourself, because being rich comes at a cost. To also add, rich people will also face problems with trust and probably being be a target for corporations and other people below them. And in order to gain those people's trust and to not become a target, is you need to put yourself out there and make sure you have a good public image. And yes, you might try to market and advertise yourself and just have like a public relations kind of stunt, but try to be genuine and learn to understand things from all perspective. Just because you're rich doesn't mean that you are better than anyone. Everyone breathes the same air, you walk on the same ground, you are from the same planet. As long as you can see the same person in other people and you can see yourself in other people, then you're not better than anyone just because you have more numbers in your bank or more assets. And if you want to get rid of those feelings, that's pretty much the only solution. And the other solution could be to create something out of nothing. Maybe create another company or indulge in some of your hobbies that are helpful to other people. And those are the possible solutions, the most common solutions throughout history and in the timeline. There's not really much to it. Remember, my name is Royce, and I'm just sharing my experience, knowledge, and observations to hopefully empower individuals to make the best choice or decision in whatever situation they are in at life. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video where we go over the meta of living for poor people.